said this before? Spell disappointment. Is it 2 P's?
No, it's one.
2 P's. 1 S, isn't it?
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna stop there. Great list. Okay. Now, from our list, I'm gonna ask you a question, and I want you to tell me which one of the characteristics that we have listed as a class is actually stated. You can see it. You don't have to think about it. It's right there in the picture. Right? As you say them, I will circle them.
The cars,
Cars.
daylight,
People.
Cars.
Daylight.
Waters.
I have cars.
Building
Water.
destroyed.
Destroy buildings.
is there people in there?
Homes.
Woman. Man.
Family.
Phones.
Family.
Boy,
Boy.
Family.
flip car.
I can't circle family.
You don't have
The
to.
little boy and the boy. The little boy and the girl.
What else was there?
So we have circled so far.
Buildings.
Destroy buildings, water, homes, trees. Someone just said trash, woman, daylight, man, boy, flip cars. This is good. Did I forget one? Which one?
Buildings.
Buildings. I circled buildings. Oh. I wrote it twice for some. Okay, good. Stated means what?
You can see it's there.
You
True.
see it?
Something that you,
I don't want to say true in fact for reading.
it's
Okay?
obvious.
It's obvious. I like that word. It's obvious. So you can see it is right there. In reading, it's the text. What the author tells us. Everybody say that. What the author tells us. What the author tells us. Okay, that's what's stated. In the pictures, what we see. Now, look at the things that we didn't circle. And I'll, for some of you that are sitting over here and can't see. Tsunami, earthquake, disparity, death, family, hopelessness. Why are those things not stated?
Because you can see it.
Because you can't see it. So how can we come up with that with this picture then?
It's something that you, huh?
It's something that you what?
Think or feel.
Okay, something, okay, let's do it this way. Tsunami. Why would we look at this picture and think tsunami? What's stated in the picture? What's obvious in the picture that
Water.
tells us that this could be a
The water is
okay.
like
So how do we know that?
Because we see the water.
Okay, what do we know about tsunamis?
destroys everything.
It's
Tell me some things about tsunami. What do you
Thank you.
already know about a tsunami?
It's a huge wave.
It's a huge wave of what?
water.
What else do you know about a tsunami?
It destroys everything else.
It destroys everything in its path. So, going back, up here please, up here please, up here please. Going back to what Unique said, what's stated is obvious. If it's not stated, it's implied. And I'm sure you've already heard this in your other classes. But with reading, it's based on what we know about whatever that's stated, okay? Implied is based on what we know about what's stated. Everyone say that. Implied is about what we know about what? What is stated, okay? Now, photographers, do they just take a picture just because?
No.
Did I say yes? I didn't know. Just like authors, they don't just write stuff just because. What do you think the photographer wanted you to focus on in this picture?
The boy and the.
Think about it for a
Huh?
moment.
What was the question?
What do you think the photographer wanted you to focus on in this picture?
Everything destroyed.
Destruction
Destruction, everything he's showing.
and the man.
No.
The man and the boy.
No.
Why? I'm telling you, the man and the boy. How do we know that?
That house is probably most likely destroyed.
Yes. It is the center focus of the picture. Right? Think about when you're reading a poem. It's written a certain way for a reason. Okay? So same with a photographer. You already told me, hey, they don't just take a random picture and stick it up there. No, they don't do that. This picture was to really represent that man and that boy. Now, what if I said father and son? Would that be stated or implied?
No, stated.
Implied. Implied. Good job. Why would it be implied?
Because you really don't even know if they actually.
You need? You need?
Because you don't know if They brothers or whatever.
Okay, but let me ask you this, would that be a very strong implied characteristic?
Yes.
Yes. Why? What's stated in the picture that gives us the conclusion that yes, that would be a really good implied characteristic?
The man is sitting right, the standing right.
Y'all let him rock everything.
He's nice and right.
They look this holding man.
Yeah, look how close they are. Okay? What do we know about people who are that close together? Probably family, because when you're strangers, that little boy wouldn't really be clutched to him like he is. Okay? So I wanted you guys to, I'm going to kind of recap here. Look at the time. I think I made this before. It's time to go to lunch. Okay? Stated and implied. What is stated?
Something that is obvious.
What's stated?
That you can see.
Something that's obvious. What's implied?
Something
Something
that
that
you
you
just
think, feel.
Okay, you can't make it up. It's something that you what?
think.
Theory.
Theory. It's how possible.
What you know. Everybody say it's based on what you know.
That's what you
Okay? That's why it's so important. What happens if you're reading something and you don't know anything about it? It's going to be hard to imply, isn't it? Yes. So if you read something, the more you read, the more you know. If you don't know a lot, you better read more. Okay? Because you need that. Last question before I get out of here. Which skill is most important when you are reading? To be able to identify stated characteristics or implied characteristics. Now, if you think stated is the most important skill as a reader to be able to identify, I want you to stay seated. If you think implied is the most important skill for you to have as a reader, I want you to stand. Make your decision in 7 seconds. Go.
Wait, can you
I'll say it again. If the most important skill as a reader is to identify only the stated things, stay seated. If you think the most important skill is implied, stand up. You have 4 seconds left to make a decision. Just make a decision. You have 2 more seconds to those who want to make a decision.
Did you say Dr.
guys.
All right, time is up. If you're standing, high five someone. You are exactly right. Implied is the most important skill as a reader. Y'all have a seat for it. Right? Implied is the most important skill for you guys to have. And guess, you can hear me clap. And guess what? It's the hardest. Okay. So as we continue to go on with stated and implied, you're going to see it all the time, especially in your other classes. But in here, it's going to be geared towards ELA. Okay? And what that means in ELA when you are reading. Okay? Y'all got it? Thanks.
Something else I'd like to point out